Hi. Tomorrow is my second link up day, and I'm a little weary, so I decided to be lazy in video instead of writing. And it's turned out not to be super easy. This is my third try at it. But the assignment was to write about someone who has extended and shown you grace and taught you grace and love. And I've thought about it all week, and I could write so many love letters of grace. So many of you have taught me so much grace and love that I could not begin to know where to start. And then this morning when I thought about it and what I would write and thought of all of the people who have, oh my goodness, just loved and loved and loved and extended themselves. But this morning I woke up and there was an email waiting for me, and it was from one of you. And it was breathtaking. And it was a quote that reminded me of goodness. And it helped me lift my face today. It helped me to know I was loved today. And that hard is not the absence of God's goodness. And I needed to be reminded today. And so often, each of you are the grace that show up in my day that remind me. And so my grace letter is to you. And I just am so thankful for the way you love me exactly where I am. But today, this email came from Littleton, Chris from Littleton Bible Chapel. And Chris, it's one of those names. I don't know if you are a woman or a man. But Chris, I am unbelievably thankful for you this morning. Just like so many of you that send me love notes and reminders of God's goodness. So here is what Chris wrote this morning. And it comes from Wayne Grudem. God's purposes in present grief may not be fully known in a week, a year, or even in this lifetime. Indeed, some of God's purposes will not even be known when believers die and go to be with the Lord. Some will only be discovered at that final day of judgment when the Lord reveals the secrets of all hearts and commends with special honor those who trusted Him in hardship, even though they could not see a reason for it. They trusted Him simply because He was their God, and they knew Him to be worthy of trust. It is in times when the reason for hardship cannot be seen that trust in God alone seems to be the most pure and precious in His sight. Such faith He will not forget, but store up as a jewel of great value and beauty to be displayed and delighted in on the day of judgment. I don't know. I don't know why this is our story, but I know I can trust Him. So, thank you. Thank you for showing up even when it's hard, and you know that I'm going to make you cry. And thank you for sharing my story, because it's a story that's important, that hard and suffering is not the absence of God's goodness. It's just not. And our messy salvation was made on a tree of suffering. And today, I am okay because of the salvation that He has extended to me. And so don't be afraid of your hard, but let it encourage you to know God's goodness even more in your life and look for it, because it's there. And thanks, Chris, for this email. It really did encourage my heart today. I can't wait to read your letters of grace and how you've learned and grown in grace, and the people that have passed your story and helped you see goodness in the midst of hard. I love you. Have a great afternoon.